We go to Uvalde. So last episode, or maybe it was 2 episodes ago, whenever this guy's trial started, we were covering it, and now we got the verdict. Not shocking. He was acquitted on all counts. So reading here from ABC News. A jury has acquitted former Uvalde, Texas school police officer Adrian Gonzalez for his response to the Robb Elementary shooting in May 2022. After more than 7 hours of deliberations, the jury returned a not guilty verdict Wednesday evening on all 29 counts of child endangerment. So that is the 19 children that were killed and the 10 children who were shot but survived. As the verdict was read, Gonzalez bowed his head as he heard it. Several of those sitting in the gallery started crying. He hugged his lawyers, shook hands, and appeared to be tearing up. Lawyers for Gonzalez, who pleaded not guilty, argued he was unfairly blamed for a broader law enforcement failure that day. Prosecutors claimed Gonzalez had a unique opportunity to stop the carnage when he arrived and learned gunman Salvador Ramos's location from a teaching aide. The aide testified that she repeatedly urged Gonzalez to intervene, but said the officer did nothing in those crucial moments. Prosecutors also argued Gonzalez failed to act once he got inside the school. Before jurors were sent to deliberate, District Attorney Christina Mitchell gave an impassioned plea saying, quote, "I know this case is difficult and it has been difficult, but we cannot continue to let children die in vain." The defense argued that Gonzalez did everything he could in that moment, including gathering critical information, evacuating children, and entering the school, and said Gonzalez acted on the information he had. The defense also highlighted that other officers arrived in the same time frame as Gonzalez, and that at least one officer had an opportunity to shoot the gunman before he entered the school.
Yeah, I don't know why did this guy get singled out?
Because he was first on the scene.
Oh,
That's what I imagine.
okay.
Two things about him is that he was first on the scene, and also he worked for the school.
Okay.
But it is a good question. Why did he get only because the defense kind of framed it as like, why does our poor guy is the one getting singled out? But the question really should be, why is only 2 out of the over 300 officers that were there? Why is only 2 of them facing any charges?
Yeah. From everything, and this is something that actually kind of broke me because I was still teaching when all this happened. But this is something that it's like all of them should be in trouble for it.
Yeah.
And if you can't agree that there's no point in having school police officers, if this isn't a deal breaker, if this isn't something where we can say, well, you guys are all guilty and you need to pay some type of penalty for it, there's no point in paying you, because what else is a school police officer doing at an elementary school?
Yeah. What
else are they doing? There's no fights taking out that require the assistance of, this is why we let women have those jobs. You don't have to be that. I'm just joking. Guys. I just came from Austin. Can we be a little massage? I'm just kidding. Yeah. But no, it's they're not doing anything. And the one job that you do have is like, hey, if some psycho comes in here, you gotta shoot him. Otherwise, we can just have the PE coach and the hall monitor or the crossing guard handle stuff. This is nuts.
I totally agree. I mean, and we bring this up all the time on this podcast, like, get cops out of schools. There's no reason to have a cop in the school whatsoever. Obviously, have an armed security guard there, but why have a police officer if, one, like we just see, they're not going to do anything anyways, and 2, they do frequently affect, like, they do have an effect on schools, and that effect is arresting kids and throwing them to jail and getting them entangled in the criminal justice system just for being a kid getting in a fight at school, and too many cases of them, frankly, being little creepy pedophiles with the girls.
Yeah.
So there's really no reason to connect the kids to the potentially the criminal justice system when they're fucking clearly not going to do anything when it comes down to what matters. Might as well just have security, private security there.
Yeah, I think it would be cheaper. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Which is, I just don't really all of this whole case, it blows my mind because, like I always say, if we can't as a country just agree, hey, we can't have a situation where elementary school age kids are being shot to death. We hire someone to prevent that from happening, and when they don't prevent that from happening or stop it or make any kind of heroic effort to stop it, if there's no consequence for them not doing it, what is the point? What is their job?
Yeah.
Is it just to get the free lunch every day?
Yeah.
Is it to flirt with the teachers?
The students?
Yeah. Is it to be a pedophile? Is that what it is? Because, I mean, I've always said its function is its purpose, right? Like,
yeah.
If that's what you're doing, then sure. But Jesus
Well,
Christ,
this is the second. So this is going to be a new thing that's unfortunately going to keep happening in America is these specific trials. So this is the second, second batch of these trials. The first was the Parkland high school shootings, where the 2 or 3 school cops who were put on trial for, again, not doing anything when kids were being murdered, also were acquitted of all charges. So this particular case, they tried child endangerment charges on these kids, which is charges usually reserved for parents. And the charges didn't stick because I assume, they're not the parents of these kids. They don't have the same legal obligation towards these kids as parents do. Cops, the Supreme Court has affirmed many times, do not have a legal obligation to protect us, meaning that if they don't do their job and they don't protect us, of course they can get fired. They should get fired, but they don't have a constitutional duty. They can't face legal charges. They can't go to jail for just not doing their job. And we could all relate to that. Like, whatever job you have, if you do it poorly, you should get fired. You shouldn't have to go to jail for that, right? We can all understand that logic, but at the same time, we can all easily understand the logic of cops don't have normal jobs.
They don't.
They have a extremely high level of responsibility, a responsibility that wasn't just thrust on them, a responsibility that they signed up for and
they asked for, and they've asked for an expanded role. They've asked for a lot of money to be trained on how to use all this other stuff. It's I do think a lot of our frustrations, I'm talking people like me and you who are on the same side of the political spectrum, our frustration with police officers come because we're viewing police through the wrong lens. Because if we view police through the lens of, you guys are not preventing crime. You're not solving crimes at a high enough rate. You don't have good standing. The public doesn't trust you. We can't turn to you to be public servants. Then yes, they're failing by all accounts. But if you're someone who views cops as who's going to stop black people from, raping my wife and stealing my property, then they're working very well. Yeah. If that's how you view what the cops are, who's going to handle these unruly black people, then you have no qualms with how the police are trained or what they do in our society. But I mean, I don't think you can just, how do you look at this, man? Yeah. I mean, this guy's at a school with children and nothing.
It was such an indictment on the cops because it wasn't just one cop. It was damn near 400. Can you even imagine that? How do you fit 400 cops outside of this classroom door? And they're all just waiting. They're listening to the gunshots go off, and none of them do the thing. And it's like, at the end of the day, there's a relatability to it, right? Like, no one would want to go into a room with a man with an AR. Is just I don't know if he had an AR, whatever gun he had. It's just you hear the gunshots going off.
I hate to say this.
These are cops who signed up. And wait, say what you were gonna say.
Well, I just hate to say this, but I feel like if you're going to do a mass shooting at an elementary school, an AR feels a little excessive. Sure. I think we can all. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that would be funnier. I thought.
Yeah, tough crowd.
Tough crowd, guys. Come on now.
Rob Elementary School shooting jokes, but. Yeah. To go, I'm going to argue against what I just said. I was like, I just said that, you see the humanity of anyone who doesn't want to rush into a room with a kid where someone is shooting. But one thing the cops did do at Robb Elementary, we know this, is they stopped the parents from going in. Yeah. There were plenty of parents who were willing to die for their kids. That is the most human thing out of all this. Yeah. And the cops stopped them from doing that.
There was a cop who even had a kid in there, and they held him away. I saw that video. It was sickening.
Yeah.
Because you could see how like badly he wanted to go in there, and they just stopped or held him. I don't know what they were
Yeah.
waiting for.
Well, Adrian Gonzalez acquitted of all charges, just like the Parkland High cops were acquitted. Peter Arendendo, I think that's his last name, chief of police in Uvalde. His trial keeps getting delayed. So we'll get there when we get there.